everybody. It's your boy Levi Dalamb. Welcome back to a new episode, to the second episode of the the Levi Dalamb show. I'm here, me, your speaker today, and with my co-host RJ or RT, as I like to call him. Yeah, RT. Yeah, but that's my son. Anyway, so we're gonna start off the stream straight up by checking out Speaker Mike Johnson to see what he was taught, to see what Hakeem Jeffries had to say about Speaker Mike Johnson. Second. Give me 1 second, everybody. You can't keep throwing it to the ground, man. Okay? Here you go. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, you got you on. Look, grab this one. Look, ain't nobody about to hold this for you, man. You almost 7 months. What's the matter? You okay? Okay, you. It's all right. You keep that. I'm sorry, everybody. Um, being a dad. Anyway, so let's just check out to see what Speaker Mike Johnson is talking about and just see and understand where he's coming from. So speak here, Speaker Mike Jeffries. I mean, not Speaker, but Minority Leader, Hakeem Jeffries, talk about remarks after the vote. So,
Whip Clark, Chairman Aguilar, thank you for your kind and generous words of nomination. To my colleagues in government, new members of Congress, families, friends, all those assembled. It's a high honor and a distinct privilege to welcome you to the People's House and the 119th Congress. The Bible teaches us in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, first verse, that for everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. It's fair to say that in a democracy, there's a time to campaign and a time to govern. The election is over. This is a new Congress. The American people need us as their elected representatives in this season to put down our partisan swords and pick up bipartisan plowshares.
so that is very nice to say that this is a new Congress, that it's time to put down all the hate and this, that, and the third parties and everything. That is cool. That is fine and dandy to say. But the question is, will the Democratic Party, because you have people like Jasmine Crockett already spouting not necessarily obscenities, but already saying that the Republican Party is already falling apart before it started. That we're just going to be using the tax even more, even though we just get one everything. Secondly, will the Democrats work? Because it's a short split. You can see how many Democrats it is. Because it's like, oh, if I'm correct, it is like 213. I want to say 213 or 200 No, was it 197? I think. Let me make sure. Say, hey Siri. Hey Siri. All right, let's just look it up because Siri not going to answer when she's yelling at her, man. Wow. Yeah. Ah. So it's 200. So it is 219 Republicans to 215 Democrats. The Republicans have a slight majority. It's not that strong, but even still, Hakeem Jeffries said it's time to come together. This is a new Congress, all of that. I hope that is the case, and that is something that he what is actually going to try to be because he is the party leader for the House right now. Nancy Pelosi, yet she's not there no more. She out with the old and with the new. It's 2024, 2025. We locked in. You feel me? America is facing a whole bunch of different crises right now. You have different states about to go file for about to go bankrupt. We have a border that's in disarray. We have multiple assassination attempts on the current president elect. You feel me? And the campaign is over. Campaign is over. Let's see what they actually legislate and actually get done because this is like I said, like you said, this is a new Congress and people aren't going to be focused on what the media is saying no more. I think they're going to be going straight to the source, looking at the different committees and stuff that hearings and stuff that they have going on and actually live streaming, paying attention to it because I am because this is a lot of content I'm about to just start gaining from because who knows what could happen. But let's get back into this to finish hearing what he was saying. I hope that what he did say will be true. Yes. What's the matter? What's the matter with the little monster? What's the matter with the little monster? With the monster, with the monster. Anyway, like I was saying, so hi, uh, let's see what he. Let's just finish hearing his remarks, then I'm gonna give my comment.
It's time for us to come together, not as Democrats or Republicans, but as Americans, to get things done for the people. In that spirit, House Democrats will work hard to find bipartisan common ground with our Republican colleagues in the incoming administration on any issue, whenever and wherever possible, in order to make life better.
Why Mike Johnson look so fucking nervous, bro? This nigga biting his top lip. I know he's stressed, but shit, bro. Is he wondering how he is now in charge too? So God forbid something happens to Trump and JD, he's next. He's third in line. But the question is, like Johnson up here looking stressed.
For everyday Americans. For far too long in this country, the cost of living has gone up, but the size of the middle class has come down. Housing costs are too high. Grocery costs are too high. Childcare costs are too high. Insurance costs are too high. Utility costs are too high. America is too expensive. There are far too many people in this great country who for decades have been struggling to live paycheck to paycheck. That is not acceptable in the wealthiest country in the history of the world. We need to build an affordable economy for hard-working American taxpayers, and we need to build it now. It's time for us to come together and finally lower the high cost of living in the United States of America once and for all.
Okay, so from what I've received from what he's saying so far, this is a new Congress, and the first main because I don't know what Mike Johnson is going to say, but Hakeem Jeffries is saying the Democrats are going to be focused on bringing down the cost of living, right? Bringing down the cost of food and everything. That is what their goal is as well. So if Republicans are focused on ending these wars around the world, getting uh out immigrants and everything, they're gonna have to compromise with the Democrats because they're making it known off the rip in Hakeem Jeffrey's speech what the Democrats' priority is gonna be. Supposed to be. It's not saying what they actually are going to do, but what it's supposed to be. Yeah. But what they're supposed to be doing for this Congress, for the 119th Congress, is focusing on the cost of living. Let's see if throughout the rest of the year they actually focus in on that. We'll come back to that. If he do or they do any bills in the future that specifically address the cost of living.
And we will work with anyone of any party to get that done. We will work with anyone.
Ooh, she looking like I ain't working with none of these niggas. Yo, you can read it on her face. She looking like, yeah. Somebody come get their auntie, bro. She look like I ain't doing none of that, nigga. Like, like you's a liar. Your feet stink. Yo, yo, it look like she gonna cuss you out and then bake you a good ass fucking cake afterwards, bruh. Had some bomb ass wings. I'm sorry. I don't mean to pack on whoever this is. I gotta find out who this congressman or who this member of government is right here.
To secure our borders, and we will work with anyone to fix our broken immigration system in a comprehensive and bipartisan manner.
So right there, he said that the Democratic Party is not so. From what I'm getting, one, this is a new Congress, out with the old and with the new. Two, the Democratic Party is going to be focusing specifically. The reason why I say the Democratic Party is because it's up to Mike Johnson and Trump to actually hone in and focus on what the House wants to focus on. What the Republicans want to focus on. So we're going to get back to that. But like I was saying, Hakeem Jeffrey said, we're focused on being a new Congress. We're not worried about the old. We're focused on the cost of living, and we're going to work with anybody, no matter what. So long, include we're gonna work with anybody across party lines, long as it helps. Uh, so long as it helps bring down not the cost of living, but helps fix our broken immigration system, however that may be done. And what else did he say?
Immigration system in a comprehensive and bipartisan to get that done. We will work with anyone to secure our borders.
he said so basically fix the border. The Democrats want goal from how he's outlining it, should be to focus on to focus on the cost of living, to bring down the cost of living, to focus on the what is it called working reaching out across party lines in order to help make sure bipartisanship and unity, specifically that's what they mean by bipartisanship, it comes through in a timely manner that is actually going to be good for Americans, to fix the broken immigration system. I believe the main reason why he said that is because Hakeem Jeffries himself does want to fix the border. From what it seems like, I believe Nancy Pelosi and all the old Rhino Democrats are going to soon fall away. Probably going to get voted out the next Congress, the next House election in 20 what is it in 20 7. So we'll see about that, but that's just a theory. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, let's get back to what he was saying. Hopefully the Democrats do follow what he's addressing. The Congress should be directed and the way it should go.
And we will work with anyone to fix our broken immigration system in a comprehensive and bipartisan manner. At the same period of time, at the same period of time, we will push back against far-right extremism whenever necessary. So let me be clear. Social Security and Medicare are not entitled. So let me be extremism whenever. At the same period of time, we will push back against far-right extremism whenever necessary.
What about far left extremes? So I get where he's coming from and everything, but right then and there, that like a lot of the parties that we've been seeing happening in America over the last 10 years, it hasn't been right wing; it's been far left. Antifa, the motherfuckers down in the woods in Georgia that was trying to stop Cop City, whatever happened to that, I don't know. I want to check out. But the situation with Minnesota, when Minnesota was on fire due to the George Floyd protests, basically all of California. Um, all of this has been because of far left policies and far left extremism. So I got a feeling that it's going to be a lot of bullshit he's speaking.
So let me be clear. Social Security and Medicare are not entitlement programs. They are earned benefits. Hardworking American taxpayers pay in to Social Security and Medicare every day, every week, every month, every year throughout their entire adult life. They've earned those benefits, worked hard for those benefits, and deserve those benefits. So as Democrats, our promise to the American people is that we will fight hard to make sure that no one in this town takes away Social Security or Medicare from the American people.
Okay, so I thought he was going to go that way. Um, Democrats already said that they're not going to go after. I mean, not Democrats. Republicans already said they're not going to go after Medicare. They did say though. So let me be clear before somebody says, "Oh, we got you." They did say. They specifically said that. What's the matter? You want your bottle, or you tired? Oh, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay for daddy. Yo, man, go to sleep. Yes, no. Dad is got you. How? It's let me give him his bottle. Ow. My apologies, everybody. When the wife's in the shower, that's what you got to do. But back to what I was saying though, I bel I the Viveks did say that they were going to go after that they were that not specifically go after medical Medicare Social Security, but they wanted to make it more efficient to look at the people who've been committing fraud. There had like we just that is something that I truly believe needs to get checked out. Um, not only because some people don't, not only because the Social Security and Medicare is so far with everybody, it's being used by a lot of people. You feel me? Then not to mention with the Treasury being hacked, Social Security being hacked last year, our government agencies are vulnerable. So we need to make sure that everything in our systems is on the up and up right now. Right now we look weak on the world stage, but I I pray that Vivek and that the not Vivek, but the Republican Party does not try to go after and gut Social Security and Medicare. What I do hope that they do is try to reform it. That's what a lot what America needs. This year needs to be the year of reform, where a lot of old, old adages that held our country back, a lot of overt regulation that don't nobody even worry, not that it's unnecessary. For example, if I'm trying to build an addition onto my house, I should not have to go to the government and let them know I'm building an addition, this extra part and this long. Like, no, that's too much. Um, but yeah, that's just me personally. But that doesn't have anything to do with Social Security and Medicare. But so now we know what the Democrats are focused on. They're focused on bringing down the cost of living. For who? We'll find out in the future. They're focused on reaching out across bipartisan lines, reaching out across party lines, specifically so to help with fixing the border and to fix the broken immigration system. Thirdly, they're focused on making sure no one that the Republicans don't go after Social Security. I mean Social Security and Medicare over the next 4 years. So we'll see what happens, but let's keep going.
Not now, not ever. No means never. Our position is that it is not acceptable.
Can I say something real quick? Yo, Auntie Hair over here is on point, bro. I'm sorry, but Auntie Hair is really on point. Auntie, whoever did her shit did her outfit too, cause like bruh, Auntie look clean over there. That's what I'm talking about. Give it up to Auntie, bro. Her hair was when she turned, wasn't a single strand out of place. Auntie looked perfect. Yeah, shout out to Auntie.
To cut Social Security, cut Medicare.
Like, look at the back of it. I hope that's her real hair and not one of them fake ass hook shits that they put on the back of their head. That people put on the back of their head, but old, old to be doing that extra shit. But let's see. I'm sorry, Auntie. I hope that's your real hair. I know, right, man?
Cut Medicaid, cut veterans' benefits, or cut nutritional assistance from children and families in order to pay for massive tax breaks for billionaires and wealthy corporations. House Democrats,
What did he
or
say?
cut nutritional assistance. Our position is that it is not acceptable to cut Social Security, cut Medicare, cut Medicaid, cut veterans' benefits, or cut nutritional assistance from children and families in order to pay for massive tax breaks for billionaires and wealthy corporations.
Okay, so that is true. There that those benefits, SNAP, WIC, uh, the money that VA, all of that, those should not be cut. Section 8, all of those should not be cut. It should be looked at and reformed and made into something better. But, no, You just the fight in your sleep. You don't want to go to sleep, but you look tired. I see the bags under your eyes. You don't want to go sleep, man. It's fine. You can stay out with daddy while he do his video. Anyway, so like I was saying, the Democrats definitely I do 100% agree that uh we should not be taking away from those programs to give massive tax breaks, not to billionaires and billionaires. Like it's not ever going to go like that, but to help cut subsidies and regulations in other areas, or to give tax breaks specifically to industries or companies. It should Those programs should not be done like that. What should happen, like, and I hate to say it, go into the military budget, see what we are spending money on unnecessarily. But if there's places around the world where the U.S. does not necessarily need to be, pull us out. Why do, like stop using money to maintain those bases over there that are not used regularly. Like we gotta focus on something on home right now.
House Democrats will fight hard to protect working class Americans and the things that matter to them, not the wealthy, the well off, and the well connected. Keep your hands off Social Security and Medicare. Over the last 4 years, it's been a great honor for us to work alongside President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, whose administration rescued the economy from a once in a century pandemic.
Oh my gosh. He even came out and said that the vaccines didn't work. Yes, he's still here, so yeah. What was I saying? So yeah, like the vaccine didn't work. They came out and said the vaccine didn't work. Democrats, if I'm correct, they put legislation in place specifically so that people can sue the vaccination companies. Not to mention, on top of that, Democrats don't want to actually fix the problems. They just want to talk about it and virtue signal. We'll see what they do in this Congress and this legislative session. I'm not going to say wholeheartedly 100% what they're not going to do this session. Could actually do that. So let's see.
Delivered historic infrastructure investments, created more than 15 million good paying jobs, enacted common sense gun safety legislation for the first time in 30 years, provided life sustaining health insurance to veterans suffering from toxic exposure, championing the largest investment in combating the climate crisis in the history of the world, which we will defend, and brought down the high price of life-saving prescription drugs for millions of Americans. Thank you, President.
He's talking about the Inflation Reduction Act. While the Inflation Reduction Act does have some good qualities and things in it, I actually read it. Reduction Act led to the rapid inflation that we see now, going on now in the U.S. Uh, Not only did it lead to it, it also put more people in. It also raised taxes as well. And what do I mean by it raised taxes? It didn't raise taxes in the sense that what we're going to do, we're going to go have to pay more. Not like that. No, what they did is they basically made made it harder for tipped workers to keep their wages. Tipped workers usually make like $4 or $3, sometimes $2 an hour, and they make the rest of their money in tips. So, then Kamala Harris was the tie-breaking vote on the Inflation Reduction Act, which led to the rapid inflation that we have now. So, if in the future, the Inflation Reduction Act does actually do something in the United States over the next 5 to 10 years, because you have some cities, for example, Baltimore and specifically, we got the money back in 21 when the act was passed, and we just finished divvying up where it's going to go. So it's been 3 years, and we're just now getting the money doled out. So we'll see where it actually goes, but this was a one-time stimulus. Once this money is gone, like I said, Maryland is fucked. There's not specifically Maryland, but a lot of states, like Maryland and other states. Okay, but some states are going to feel it in the long run. So I wonder where it's going to go. I hope and pray that the Inflation Reduction Act does help in the long term. But if it's a bit, but for the short term, it didn't. It led to inflation. In the long term, we'll see what it does.
President Biden and Vice President Harris for your powerful, principled, and purposeful public service. Thank you.
Yeah.
2 months ago, the American people elected Donald Trump as the 47th President of the United States of America.
They're smiling and shit. Yeah. The way he's smiling about it, that's not a smile like, yeah, fuck, yeah, no, that's a smile like, yep, we brought that nigga back. Fu- Voted for, you can tell he voted for Trump. He'll probably say, yeah, I'm voting for Kamala. Nope, he probably voted for Trump. He'll probably just voted for Trump during the election and kept voting every other way.
Thank you for that very generous applause. It's okay. There are no election deniers on our side of the aisle.
Get the fuck out of here, yo. There was already people talking about, specifically, if I'm correct, it was Jamie Raskin who said that, who already was the, like, bruh, and he's trying to say ain't no election deniers on their side, bruh. Get out of here, yo. Oh yeah, I'm drinking some iced tea, some old school iced tea. This is Levi's tea. Oh, that's some good tea.
See, one, one, one should love America. One should love America when you win and when you lose. That's the patriotic thing to do, and that's the America that House Democrats will fight hard to preserve because we love this country.
Facts. Okay. Okay. I respect with what he said, and I understand why he said it. So there's a lot of Democrats. They're not going to deny that he won the election, but there's a lot of Democrats that are saying, you can go on Twitter and stuff, and that's just on Twitter. But you can also go out in the streets. Some people, and my grandmother, she's a Democrat. My great grandmother, she's a Democrat, and she believes that the election was stolen. But the only reason she believes it was stolen is because she doesn't go outside of the MSNBC bubble. But nonetheless, I get why he's saying it. It's to calm down those people that want to lash out and possibly do something bring that would break the Democratic Party even more. Because right now, over the next 4 years, the Democratic Party is going to be in a rebuilding phase. They're not going to be focused on doing too much extra because they don't have nobody, no front runner for 2025 yet. I mean 2028. Yeah, but they don't have any front runners for 2028 yet. So right now they're just focused on, this is gonna be technically these next 4 years or 8 years probably. So is a Democrat, or even 12 years. I don't know, but I would say these between the next 12 years is gonna be basically a rebuilding year. rebuilding time is going to be the rebuilding years of the Democratic Party if the party does not fully collapse by the end of next year.
America is bigger than any one campaign, any one election, or any one individual. America, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Let us never forget that our country is free, not simply because we are strong. America is strong because we are free.
Wait, what? What the fuck did he just say?
Patriotic thing to do, and that's the America that House Democrats will fight hard to preserve because we love this country. America
Auntie look like she ain't
is
buying
bigger
none of that shit.
than any one campaign, any one election, or any.
I'm sorry, yo. But Auntie real life look like she ain't buying none of that shit. She like, yeah, all right, nigga. She looking at him like that disappointed aunt that just came home and saw that he had nothing but bad report cards and F's for the whole school year. She look like that auntie that came out to say, "Yo, you fucked up." She look like that auntie that look like she's gonna return that fucking gift because you failed, nigga. Yo, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
One individual. America, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Let us never.
Yo, the slow blink said it all, bro. When he says this, look.
The land of the free and the home of the brave. Let us never forget that our country is free,
She's
not
like,
simply
ah.
because we are strong. America is strong because we are free. That freedom is now under assault. There are some in this country who apparently believe that the freedom of economic opportunity that made them wealthy should not apply to everyone else. Our message to that crowd is simple. Democrats will never abandon the long walk toward freedom. We will fight hard to defend the freedom of opportunity that makes the American dream possible. We will fight hard for the freedom to vote and to fight for a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. We will fight for the freedom to organize and join a union of your choice. We will fight to defend the free enterprise system, but work hard to make sure that it actually works for working class Americans. And we will always defend a woman's freedom to make her own reproductive health care decisions. America promises one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's the America House Democrats will fight hard to preserve. God bless you. God bless the House of Representatives.
Okay, so basically, what I took from his entire thing is House Democrats are going to focus on, yeah. So House Democrats, first thing that they're focusing on is unity, reaching across party lines. They're focusing on fighting back against Republican attempts to attack Social Security and Medicare. They're going to be focusing on women's rights. Not only are they going to be focusing on women's rights, they're also going to be focusing on bringing down the cost of living. They're going to be reaching across party lines to also to also bring to also bring reform to our broken immigration system and to help remove illegal immigrants. From what they said, that's what they said they're going to do. I hope that it is. It was a good speech. It was a good speech and everything. Some things, normal Democratic thing. but it was a good speech. Hopefully, the Democratic Party will do what Hakeem Jeffries said over the next year. Over the next year, because in 2 years, y'all up, all up for re-election, and I don't think America is playing this time. Auntie's face says it all. She done with the shit.
May God continue to bless the United States of America. It is now my responsibility to present the gavel to the gentleman from the great state of Louisiana, the son of a firefighter, a God-fearing man, a husband, and a loving father of four, the 56th Speaker of the United States House of Representatives, the Honorable Mike Johnson.
All right, so that was Hakeem Jeffries' address to Congress, um, to the new Congress, and said, this is what Mike Johnson is going to say. Yeah. Show him. Show him. Show him. I'll do that in a second.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Leader Jeffries, all of our treasured colleagues here in the House. I'm grateful for this nomination.
You see how he didn't say minority leader? That's something that I realized. He didn't say minority leader. He didn't say none of that. He just called him
I'm grateful for
leader.
this election, for the confidence this chamber has placed in me. It is the great honor of my life to serve this body with all of you. Of course, these are difficult days in our home state of Louisiana, where I come from. We all know about the terrorist attack in New Orleans, and it's really shaken our state. People are reeling from that attack. It took the lives of 14 innocent people, and it injured dozens more. And I wanted to begin appropriately today. If we could, I'd ask you all to join me in a moment of silence for the victims of this horrific act. Thank you. Thank you for that. I believe in giving honor where honor is due, and all of us do well to honor our spouses. My wife happens to be here this time. She didn't make it last time. It happened a little sudden. Kelly, would you stand up here in the gallery? Thank you. And we have our 4 children here, Hannah, Abby, Jack, and Will. Will y'all stand up just really quickly? Come on. I wanted to do that. All of us recognize that there are no perks to being a congressman's kid, right? It's all sacrifice. And our spouses put up with so much, endless hours in travel and all the responsibilities upon us. And we're good to remind them how important they are to us and how we could not do the job without them. And so it's appropriate for all of us to do that. Thank you, guys. This is a momentous time in the nation of the history of our nation. It really is. And as members of the 119th Congress, we are stewards of the great American Revolution that began almost exactly now 250 years ago, 1775 and 1776. It will fall at the time of this Congress, the great anniversary. And in these 2.5 centuries, we've been reminded repeatedly that freedom is never free. And we have stood tall as the greatest nation on the face of the earth. It is without debate. We are the freest, the most powerful, most benevolent nation that has ever been in the history of the world. And it's not by happenstance. We're the ones who settled the West. We're the ones who ended slavery, who laid the transcontinental railroad, who gave women the right to vote, who won 2 world wars, who landed on the moon, and who won the Cold War. Throughout our history, we have done what no one thought was possible. And still, at 250 years old, our nation is actually a young nation. This past fall, I had opportunity to go to the G7 speakers meeting. It was held in Italy. It's the only international trip I took as speaker over the last 14 months because I didn't have time to do it, but it was a quick 3-day jaunt, and met with my colleagues, the speakers of the other parliaments, the great governments around the world. And we talked about that, how really special America is, how unique we are in our place on the globe, and how important it is for us to maintain that. And as I talked to these colleagues from around the world, I thought, our closest allies, who recognize how important we are, how important this body, this house is. I thought about how is it that such a young country has become so exceptional, so singular in its importance, that today stands as the world's leader in liberty and the economy and culture. 100 years ago, President Calvin Coolidge answered that very question in his inaugural address. It was March of 100 years ago, exactly almost. He said this: "We best serve our own country and most successfully discharge our obligations to humanity by continuing to be openly and candidly, intensely and scrupulously American." I love that. I love that. Today, yeah, that's right. That's an applause line. Today, my friends, our nation is the envy of the world. Why? Because we have been marked by a spirit and a people who are explicitly that. We are explicitly American. We don't try to be like other nations, and we recognize that a strong America is good for the entire world. And everybody around the globe knows that. That's right. We also recognize that the core principles that made America what we are must still be preserved today. The principles, I call them the 7 core principles of American conservatism, but it's really the 7 core principles of the nation itself. Individual freedom, limited government, the rule of law, peace through strength, fiscal responsibility, free markets, human dignity. These are the ingredients, the things that made us who we are. And in America, we know that human flourishing is best achieved by adherence to time-tested truths. We could list a number of those simple truths. Here's a couple. It's better to give a hand up than a hand out. That innovation thrives when bureaucracy dies.
Facts. Facts. The bureaucracy is like bloatware, bro. It's like if you're trying to download a game, you put a game on a CD, right? This game on CD gigabytes, right? You go install the game, it installs at 8 gigabytes, but at you have several pages before several links that you have to close out or decline and everything, and offers that you have to decline before you can actually finish installing the software and using it. It's like it's 79, like 1,000 of them. That's bureaucracy, bro. And it's rampant. We gotta cut the red tape.
The simple truth that it is parents and families and not administrators that must be in charge of their children's education. The path of prosperity has long been paved with policies that put America and Americans first. And that is what we will champion in the 119th Congress. We have a mandate, and that was shown in the election cycle. The people want an America First agenda. They do. Sadly, for the past 4 years of divided government, too many politicians in Washington have done the opposite. Open borders and overregulation have destroyed our cities and stifled innovation. Inflation and weak leadership have left Americans poorer, and they
Yes,
have
it
placed our
has.
country in a perilous position. That's right. But in recent months, we've witnessed something happening, something that's really remarkable, a political moment in our modern history, a groundswell of Americans from every state, race, and religion who now demand that we put the interest of Americans first again, and we will, and we will. This is a powerful new coalition of our
Co-host.
country. It's a coalition that insists that we purge the policies of America last and we bury them in the graveyard of
My
history's
guilt
mistakes
co-host
because it was a big mistake. To that
Yeah.
end, this Congress will renounce the status quo and we will listen to the voices of the people. We will act quickly and we will start by defending our nation's borders. That's the number one priority. Yes.
So I can't really give my real commentary on this one yet. The main reason being is because I have my son. And the second reason I've been paying that too much attention to it. So I'm gonna give my commentary again. I'm gonna end up going rewatching the video, but I will give it.
In coordination with President Trump, this Congress will give our border and immigration enforcement agents the resources that they need to do their job. We will secure the border, we will deport dangerous, criminal, illegal aliens, and finally finish building the border wall. You said you'd work with us on that, Hakeem. I'm counting on it. After 4 years of high inflation, we have a big agenda. We have a lot to do, and we can do it in a bipartisan fashion. We can fight high inflation, and we must. We'll give relief to Americans, and we'll extend the Trump tax cuts. We're going to protect our industries from one-sided trade deals, and we're going to bring overseas investments back to America's shores. That's right. We'll defeat the harmful effects of inflation, and we'll make life affordable again for America's hardworking people. As leaders of a nation with vast natural resources that God has blessed us with, it is our duty to restore America's energy dominance, and that's what we'll do. We have to apply common sense. We have to stop the attacks on liquefied natural gas, pass legislation to eliminate the Green New Deal, that funding.
Democrats pissed about that one. They pissed about that one. They like eliminate the Green New Deal. What? What they mean by eliminate deal? Yeah, that's going to get knocked out this season, this session. On this season of America, Green New Deal is out the window.
We're going to expedite new drilling permits. We're going to save the jobs of our auto manufacturers, and we're going to do that by ending the ridiculous EV mandates.
Good shit. Good shit. Good shit.
And as heirs to the American Revolution and the descendants of patriots who defied tyranny, in the coming months, we are going to pass legislation to roll back the totalitarian fourth branch of government known as the administrative state.
Oh, get that out of here.
We're going to drastically cut back the size and scope of government. We're going to return the power back to the people. And in coordination with President Trump and his administration, we are going to create a leaner, faster, and more efficient federal workforce. We need to do that.
Now, if they do that, will the workforce be filled only with immigrants, or will it be filled with Americans too? Because with Trump and them talking to about the HB1 vaccine. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Oh, my bad. We did not mean to lock you out. We ended up checking the door and everything because they told you. No, because we ended up going checking because it started snowing and Karis wanted to see the snow. And then after that, when we walked off, by habit, accident locked it. So that was on us. Wasted all my contacts, so I couldn't call my client. That's why I banged on the door. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. Yeah, well, I turned my phone off, turned it back on, then it came back up. All right, see you next time. See you next time. Hmm. What's that saying? So yeah, with the H1B uh visa, the HB1 visa, with that the uh I hope that the federal government does not have a whole bunch of people who are utilizing the HB1 visa. And I'll be right back. Was chips thrown too high or too low? You're right again. It was too low. Now that throw was just right. Chicken. Here, Mickey, pour it for the chicken. Gee, that's good. Oh, Joey, we're off to a good start, but we still have a long way to go to fill the jar. Is the jar half full yet? No, it's not yet. No, dear. Don't worry, Clarabelle. It'll be filled halfway real soon. And then it all the way to the top. Oh, the chicken will be happy to hear that. It's a hot dog. Hey, man, yeah. My apologies, everybody. I hope my little co-host kept y'all all entertained while I was gone for that brief little stint. You about to grab them? Okay. All right, take your time. Um, yeah. So, like I was saying, hopefully the federal government will not be filled with a whole bunch of people on the H1B1 visas.
Our people do not deserve to be ruled by millions of bureaucrats they've never voted for, never met, and can never hold accountable. They deserve a government that is led by those they've elected to lead. That is how Article 1 is supposed to work. That was the idea of the Congress, and we will return to that principle. The American people have called on us to reject business as usual and throw out the status quo. We must and we will heed their call. This is especially important as it comes to our nation's military. For too long, the Washington establishment has sought to appease and accommodate our nation's adversaries. They've tried to replace our military warriors with social justice warriors. It does not work. And while
that actually did happen, which is wow. The fact that that all the people who have been the military, right? And I'm not stating that any of their combat, if they did serve and they had combat rules, I'm not saying that any of that was in that their service shouldn't be honored. Their service is 100% honored, and I'm grateful for what they have done for both me and mine and my country. Thank y'all for your service. But it's like the entire top brass of the U.S. leadership right now is woke as fuck, and we don't need that. We got like 4 wars that's gonna pop off over the next 6 years, in my personal opinion, that we gotta be prepared for. This drone warfare, the drones flying over the United States, we gotta get on top of that. So
While we're still the most powerful fighting force in the history of the world by God's grace, the same establishment has eroded the capacities of our Army and Navy and diminished the readiness of our Air Force. We have to put an end to this madness. My friends and my colleagues, I think we should all unite in this idea. It is time now to reinstate fear in our enemies, refocus our mission on lethality, and realign our commitment to peace through strength right now. We have to prioritize the things that matter most. We have to make adequate investments in defense. This is the most dangerous moment since World War II, and everyone around the world is looking to America and looking to this body to ensure that we maintain the peace. What we're
I
proposing
don't
now
think
is just simply
anybody's looking towards America to see if we can maintain the peace. I think a lot of people are looking to see what shit will America be like. Look, stop right now because I don't feel like dealing with this. To deal with, to go and deal with some other shit. So, me personally, the U.S. needs to focus on itself. Truth be told, I hope one of the first things that happens this year is the U.S. withdraws from NATO. I pray that they do that.
as President Trump likes to say, a return to common sense. And he's exactly right. That message resonated across the country. I am very thankful, personally, that this body is filled with men and women who are committed to that change, to return to common sense. We can do this together. We should. It is our responsibility to do so. When I first took this gavel, many of you heard me say that I don't believe in luck or consequence. I believe in the idea of providence. And this morning, I participated with many of you early this morning in the 119th Congress Interfaith Prayer Service. It was held at St. Peter's Catholic Church. Many of you were there. It was an ecumenical service and a bipartisan service, which was great. My good friend Hakeem Jeffries began by a reading with the Old Testament. He read out of Deuteronomy 10. And then I was
Read out Deuteronomy 10. Let's look to see what Deuteronomy 10 says. Because Deuteronomy is.
Oh boy, I think I found something. Oh, look at all this corn we got so pretty to giant. Let's put it in the jar.
Deuteronomy 10. And it reads, At the time the Lord said unto me, Hew the 2 tables of stone like unto the first, and come up unto me into the mountain and make thee an ark of wood. And I will write on the tables the words that were in the first tables which thou breakest, and thou shalt put them in the ark. And I made an ark of shittim wood, hewed 2 tables of stone like unto the first, and went up into the mount, having the 2 tables in my hand. And he wrote on the tables according to the first commandment, and he wrote according to the wrote on the table according to the first writings and commandments which the Lord spake unto you in the mount out of the midst of the fire in the day of the assembly. And the Lord gave them unto me, and the Lord gave them unto me. I turned myself and came down from the mount and put the tables in the ark which I had made, and there they be as the Lord commanded. And the children of Israel took their journey from the rock of the children of Jachin to Mosra to Mosra. There Aaron died. Aaron, if y'all don't know, is Moses' brother. Aaron died, and there he was buried. And Eleazar his son ministered in priest's office in his stead. From thence they journeyed unto Golgadad, and from Golgadad to Jotbath, Jotbeth, and he land of rivers of waters. At the time the Lord separated the tribe of Levi to bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, to stand before the Lord, to minister unto him, and to bless in his name, unto this day. Wherefore Levi hath no part nor inheritance with his brethren. The Lord is his inheritance, according as the Lord thy God promised him. And I stayed in the mount according to the first time, 40 days and 40 nights, and the Lord hearkened unto me at that time. At that time also the Lord would not destroy thee. And the Lord said unto me, Arise, take thy journey before thy people, that thy that they may go in and possess the land which I swear unto them their fathers to give unto thee. That's kind of what that is that he's talking about. That God swore unto them the land is modern day Israel, and both the West Bank, Palestine, and the Golan Heights, as well as the Sinai Peninsula. Um, where was I? Oh yeah. Um, and when I stayed in the But yeah, the Lord said unto me, Arise, take thy journey before thy people, that they may go in and possess their land, which I swear unto their fathers to give them. Now Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee, but to fear thy but to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and soul, to keep to keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good. Behold, the heaven and the heavens of heavens is the Lord's thy God, the earth also with all that therein. Only the Lord had a delight in thy fathers to love him, and he chose their seed after them, even you above all people, as is this day. Circumcise therefore the foreskin of your heart, and be no more stiff necked. For the Lord your God is God of gods and Lord of lords, a great God, a mighty and terrible which regardeth not persons nor taketh reward. He doth whoa. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, people. Y'all don't understand. This is the Lord I know. This is the Lord I know. He doth execute the judgment of the fatherless and widow, and loveth the stranger, in giving him food and raiment. Love ye therefore the stranger, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. Thou shalt fear the Lord thy God, him shalt thou serve, and to him shalt thou cleave, and swear by his name. He is thy praise, and he is thy God, that hath done these great and terrible things which thine eyes have seen. Thy father went down into Egypt with 60 and 10 persons. Now the Lord thy God hath made thee as the stars of heaven for a multitude. Ooh, okay. Hakeem Jeffries read from that. Okay. Hakeem Jeffries. That's the second time he said something about God. Okay, and actually said scriptures. So, and that was a good scripture. So I wonder what he read from it. Let's hear what Mike Johnson said.
Was asked to provide a prayer for the nation. I offered one that is quite familiar to historians and probably many of us. It said right here in the program, it says right under my name, it is said each day of his 8 years of the presidency and every day thereafter until his death, President Thomas Jefferson recited this prayer. I wanted to share it with you here at the end of my remarks, not as a prayer per se right now, but as really as a reminder of what our third president and the primary author of the Declaration of Independence thought was so important that it should be a daily recitation. Let me just read you that prayer. It goes like this. Thomas Jefferson's Prayer for the Nation, it's entitled. Almighty God, who has given us this good land for our heritage, we humbly beseech thee that we may always prove ourselves a people mindful of thy favor and glad to do thy will. Bless our land with honorable ministry, sound learning, and pure manners. Save us from violence, discord, and confusion, from pride and arrogance, and from every evil way. Defend our liberties and fashion into one united people the multitude brought hither out of many kindreds and tongues. Endow with thy spirit of wisdom those whom in thy name we entrust the authority of government, that there may be justice and peace at home, and that through obedience to thy law we may show forth thy praise among the nations of the earth. In time of prosperity, fill our hearts with thankfulness, and in the day of trouble, suffer not our trust in thee to fail, of which we ask through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. That was Thomas Jefferson's prayer. Yeah.
Excuse me for passing that prayer, but like,
Suffer not our trust in thee to fail. We will not fail. We cannot fail. We are all in this together. Our nation is counting on us to band together and solve these problems and get this done. I've said before that I believe God has elevated each one of you, that's just my belief, to your positions of leadership. And it's an act of providence that you've all been placed in your specific roles in this specific moment at this historic time, at the 250-year inflection point of the greatest nation in the history of the world. It is no small thing. We're also witnesses to the providence that spared our incoming president, President Trump, from the assassin's bullet, remarkable as that was, and to the new coalition of Americans that has risen from every creed, color, and cul-de-sac who want us to put America first. Our people are asking for a thriving economy and a rebuilt middle class and strong borders and a strong military, and we can deliver that. See, these objectives and these aims don't have an R or a D behind them. They have a USA.
what did you say? Hold up, you're not here?
That I believe God has elevated each one of you, that's just my belief, to your positions of leadership. And it's an act of providence that you've all been placed in your specific roles in this specific moment at this historic time, at the 250-year inflection point of the greatest nation in the history of the world. It is no small thing. We're also witnesses to the providence that spared our incoming president, President Trump, from the assassin's bullet, remarkable as that was, and to the new coalition of Americans that has risen from every creed, color, and cul-de-sac who want us to put America first. Our people are asking for a thriving economy and a rebuilt middle class and strong borders and a strong military, and we can deliver that. See, these objectives and these aims don't have an R or a D behind them. They have a USA.
So it wasn't my headphones. Something happened with his mic. Yeah, they cut off when he was saying.
In just a few moments, we're all going to take an oath. It is the same one oath for one nation and under the banner of one great American flag.
Okay,
This is an opportunity for us to protect our shared American heritage, to maintain the conditions needed for self-government, and to defend what Hakeem said earlier, the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Working together, we have the potential to be one of the most consequential Congresses in the history of this great nation, so long as we work together, we do the right thing, and we put America first. As we think about all we've accomplished in the past 250 years, we can only imagine what life will be like 250 years from now. Whatever the future may look like, if we do our jobs now, we can help ensure that our civic virtues will endure, that this nation will still be an example to all the world for its greatness and its example of self-government, and that in spite of our great challenges and even our disagreements and our healthy debates, this extraordinary institution, the People's House, will still be standing strong. Thank you all so much, and God bless America.
That was a good speech. It was better than Hakeem Jeffries, in my personal opinion. The main reason why I say that is because Speaker Mike Johnson really touched on some issues that I want to make. like about. It's the visa program, something that I hope that they actually do go in depth on and actually do work out so that way they don't those people who come here on those visas don't take American jobs. The second thing is how he what he perceives and how he wants to get America to exist. There's a mandate from the public. We all know what America First represents and what it wants to be. At this point, it's nothing else holding us back but ourselves at this point. So thank y'all so much for tuning in and rocking with me for this little bit of time that y'all could today. Y'all have a blessed one. Be safe. God bless.